You're the Pied Piper? In my radio? Sorry, I better get back in bed. No, don't bother coming back. Thank you. Last week we talked a little bit about the new Sail on Sailor box set. We looked at studio tracks that had already been released on previous CDs and records and digital downloads, and we looked at a few that I thought were really exciting that, I'm stoked to listen to. So now let's go back, and to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Beach Boys Carnegie Hall show, let's look at the live content. The Carnegie Hall show is very important because we don't have an authentic live document of the Beach Boys at that time. We do have their very successful 1973 Beach Boys in Concert album. Please forgive the traffic noise. And that was a big hit, bigger in fact than any of the studio albums from that year, or the previous couple years. But this was compiled from several different concerts kind of cobbled together, at least 6 different shows. I talk more about this in my unofficial live album video series. Both of these are documents too, but they're both edited for radio and they're not official releases. They're 1971 Fillmore East, 1974 Nassau Coliseum. We talked about these before in other videos. Check those out if you're interested in learning about these. But now we'll get a complete, unedited, unaltered, presumably, Beach Boys concert from 1973 from front to back. On November 23rd, 1972, they played 2 shows at Carnegie Hall. From what I gather, this will be the first show that's released on this set, and I'll talk about why I think that later on. So we'll take a look at the set list, and we'll talk about which tracks we've already heard on previous releases, because it's one thing we know, a lot of Beach Boys anthologies include stuff that will be released in its entirety later. So let's look at the first set from the concert. This is on the 3rd CD of the 5 CD Sail on Sailor set. If you didn't see the last video, that's fine. You can check it out afterwards. This is a compliment video. We're not, you don't have to have seen the first one to make sense of this one. So we have here Jack Riley, their manager, introduces the concert. Then we have Sloop John B., You Need a Mess of Help to Stand Alone, Leaving This Town, Darlin', Only With You, Heroes and Villains, Long Promised Road, Don't Worry Baby, Student Demonstration Time, and I Get Around. That will end set 1. Like modern Beach Boys concerts, there's 2 sets, probably an intermission of 10-15 minutes in between. So Jack Riley was their manager at the time, and he's kind of a weird figure in the Beach Boys history because he was really pushing them to be avant-garde and countercultural and do these weird new songs and put them as far from the surfing image as they could possibly get. And the group went with them on that. Indeed, the big sticking point with Jack Riley seems to have been that he might have been gay. It wasn't even confirmed, and that's ultimately why the Beach Boys wanted to cut ties with him. But, for a guy who wanted to completely rebrand them, and there was even talk of changing the name of the group and all that kind of stuff, it's kind of interesting. But he speaks here. He sings on the Surf's Up album. He sings Day in the Life of a Tree. He narrates the magical musical fairy tale. And of course he was a songwriter with them too. So it's nice to hear him. We'll see what he has to say about the group. You Need a Mess of Help to Stand Alone. That's been released as a preview for this set. That was the first preview release, so we can hear that even just on the Beach Boys YouTube channel. Sounds pretty good too. Only With You. We've heard a recording of Only With You from this date. Again, I can't guarantee that these are going to be the same recordings that we saw heard previously, not seen, heard previously, because I don't know for sure if they're going to use the first show or the second show, or if they're going to do like a Live in London thing and kind of combine a couple engagements on the same date to make something that they think is better quality-wise. But we do have a version of Only With You from this Carnegie Hall date on Made in California. Dennis does a beautiful job singing it. It's probably my favorite version of the song. Interestingly, it has Mike Love introducing the song by saying the Beach Boys are not taking requests, and they're all to hold their requests. Could have been some annoying person yelling for a certain song. There's a clip on YouTube of a man screaming, "Play Dance, 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 or I'll kill myself." So it could be someone trying to ruin the show. I don't know, but hopefully here we'll be able to get some context for that. Heroes and Villains. There is a version of Heroes and Villains on Endless Harmony soundtrack that is dated to October or November 1972. The liner notes don't specify, Al Jardine sings lead. It is not the version used on the in-concert album. Could this be the one we're going to hear on the new Sail on Sailor? Maybe. We'll find out. Long Promised Road. That pops up both on Endless Harmony soundtrack and also on Feel Flows. Now, interestingly, I think one uses the first show, one uses the second. These are not the same takes of the song. Feel Flows doesn't have a lot of liner note like data about the live stuff on there, so I'm not sure what we're going to get, but we should have heard Long Promised Road either way, regardless. I think both performances have been released. Student Demonstration Time, also on Feel Flows. This is listed as 1971, but the general consensus seems to be that it is from this 1972 date. I'm inclined to agree with that because it's a lot more polished than the questionable one on the 1971 Fillmore East show. They are doing the song a lot better the following year, no longer confusing it with Ride in Cell Block Number 9. So I think we've heard that before on Feel Flows. Excuse me. Alright, CD4, the second set. Jack Riley Speaks Again, then we have Marcella, we have California Saga, Help Me Rhonda, possibly with Dennis singing lead, Let the Wind Blow, Wonder Bill, God Only Knows, Do It Again, Wouldn't It Be Nice, Wild Honey, possibly with Blondie on lead, Good Vibrations, California Girls, Surfin' USA, Fun Fun Fun, and one that fans are waiting to hear, their cover of the Rolling Stones' Jumpin' Jack Flash. It was said to be a big live draw, the closer to the night, the place was shaken. We're going to finally hear it restored and ready to go. So a few notes here. Let the Wind Blow on setlist.com is listed as being in the first set but not the second one. That's why I think this is going to be the first set. We can hear live version on Beach Boys in concert, which is really good. God Only Knows. This one was released, or a performance of it was released on the Pet Sounds 50th anniversary box set, which unlike Feel Flows is very detailed about where the live stuff comes from. This specifies as being part of the second set. It says God Only Knows second show. Or yeah, second show, not second set. So second show, God Only Knows. I'm thinking this isn't the same one we're going to hear on this new Sail on Sailor set, but you never know, it could be. And Wonder Bill. This is recorded, or I should say released on Endless Harmony soundtrack. This is a medley recorded at Carnegie Hall. Combines the Beach Boys' Wonderful and the Flames' Don't Worry Bill. So we have a very slow, intimate, gentle song about making love, and then we have kind of an upbeat rocker about a guy struggling in his personal life, and they're combined. It's a really fascinating listen, and it gives the Flame a chance, Blondie and Ricky a chance to show, you know, their stuff and mesh with the Beach Boys really well. It's really interesting too because Mike Love opens the song with talk about, oh yeah, this will be on our new album, Smile, which is just coming out this year. And it's like, yeah, no, that didn't happen. So that'll be a highlight to listen to. And yeah, so that's basically the stuff I think is important to talk about with Carnegie Hall. Sure, it'll be a great show. From what I gather, it was a very successful night. The house was packed. So I think we're in for a real treat with that one. Then we have 6 live bonus tracks. We Got Love and Funky Pretty live 1973. Probably not too much different than the ones we have here. The Trader and Sail on Sailor live from 1975. That'll be interesting just because Blondie and Ricky are on the way out. So it'll be a different sound. Maybe Carl does Sail on Sailor or something like that. So we might get some different vibes there. But the two that stand out, the two I must talk about. Big Sur, live 1973. A song done maybe a handful of times live, if even. This is a very rare treat. There is a bootleg on YouTube that's in terrible quality. It's fascinating to listen to, but it's not like something you would like listen to jam. That will be impressive there, because that's one that didn't stay in the live set very long, if even more than just a couple shows. And the one I am most stoked for, All This Is That 1993. To promote the Good Vibrations box set back in 1993, the Beach Boys did a show at the Paramount Theater in New York. It was 40 songs. There was an unplugged segment in the middle with just like acoustic guitars and a cappella vocals. They did stuff from Surfin' Safari all the way to Summer in Paradise, almost every album. And we've only heard 6 tracks from that released legitimately. Take a load off your feet and add some music to your day, or on Feel Flows. On the Pet Sounds set, we've heard You Still Believe in Me and Caroline No. And on Made in California, I went reverse chronological order, we got Wonderful and Vegetables. So now we finally get a 7th track from that really cool show that's versatile and so just beautiful to listen to. We get all this is that. The bootlegs on YouTube sound great. Bet you this is going to be the live highlight. Alright, so let's talk some prices and we'll wrap this up for Sale on Sailor. Prices. This is all from the Beach Boys website. Ships on December the 2nd. 5 CD set, $150. That's the same on Amazon for the moment. I should also mention this is United States. I've heard some European nations, there might be delays, things like that. That's what the Smiley Smile forum said. So we're speaking strictly American at the moment. If you want to buy the Super Deluxe set, that's 5 records, 1 EP, the book and all the paperwork, and also the exclusive beachboys.com lithographs or posters. I think they're going to be lithographs again like they were with Sounds of Summer last July. That is $200. I pre-ordered that from their website. I'll unbox that on here. So if you're not sure if you want to fork out a little extra for the online beachboys.com exclusive, you can watch that video. I'll help you make that decision. If you get it without the exclusive materials, it's $180. The music's still the same, you just don't get the bonus like tangibles. If you want to get the 2 LP set with the Holland production, like the promo book, the reprint from the 1973 promo book, $60. 2 LP without the promo book is $50. And if you just want the small 2-disc set with just, you know, the 2 albums, some of the outtakes, a couple live tracks, just like the highlights, that is $30. And those prices seem to be about the same both on beachboys.com and also on Amazon. So around November the 2nd, we should see it uploaded in full to YouTube, I would think, or right around there on the Beach Boys channel, so we can sneak in a few listens to ones that we know we can't wait for. I always do that, even though I say I'm not going to. And then it should ship a few days after that. I'll unbox that on here for you. I hope you have learned something or found something to look forward to through these Sale on Sailor videos. I really love talking about it, and I can't wait to actually listen to it, and then we can talk even more about what we thought were the highlights or things that maybe weren't as good. And yeah, I'm very excited for it. If you haven't checked out part 1, please do so. Next week we'll do a Criterion Haul for November, and then we'll talk about Sale on Sailor and also Mike Love and Bruce Johnston's Holiday Vibrations Orchestra concerts. So I look forward to seeing you there. Please leave a comment below with questions or comments on Sale on Sailor, and I'll see you next time.